In this video, I'm going to dive deep into the Goldbach time tracking on how this indicator tracks the time and the different options that you can have with this particular indicator. So if you like this type of content, my name is Jack with Avodah Trading. Make sure you like that, hit that like button for the algorithm and subscribe, and let's dive right in. So Goldbach time. Let's go down to that part of the settings of the indicator and dive a little bit deeper in. So we are Goldbach time in the main. You can, of course, choose your different time zones, your time limit. Maybe you only want to see it up to the 81 minute. Pivot detection mode, you've got the standard or the ATR filtered. You've also got a look back mode. I like to keep it at 2 and the look back bars in seconds. You know, honestly, you can just leave everything as out of the box once you get it, and it'll serve you pretty well there. Leave all these on, the liquidity sweep and the 1 minute buffer, and that'll serve you well. Now, this is where you can choose either just the minutes only, the calculation mode of minutes only, of hours minus minutes, or hours plus minutes. And of course, this should be on all the time for addition, the that particular mode of doing the strict addition of only hours above 59. So leave all that the same if you want. Now, the next thing is the showing the pivot, the swing points. So you can have the maximum number of nodes on the chart. This is the transparency of the ghost node. So what this will show here is as candles are printing, you'll see a ghost node kind of in a transparent color here. And once a swing point is confirmed, it'll solidify into full uh, full saturation of that particular color. Right. So there's the 50 that sung and 53 stuck, and you'll just see these ghost nodes until then. So that's what that does. You can change those settings if you want. Let me dive deeper back into this. Ghost nodes. So ghost nodes currently in default is 50%. And now you can have enable to see less colors on your chart by doing the sweep detection, which will gray out the numbers that have been swept. So I'm going to delete this off. And now all of these have been grayed out because those numbers have been swept. So if you can choose that if you want to do that. You can also have liquidity lines on those nodes. So now if I unhide those, it'll show the sweep lines. And of course, the style of sweep line, if you so choose to have that. And I personally like to hide them. And then now, of course, you can change the node size to tiny up to large, depending on how you want to see that. And you can have the active sweep lines. If you want a sweep line that's active, I put my sweep line, I just keep it at off and make it transparent. Now, the nodes, what actually shows is that you can have, I'm going to change this back to small. You can show all the nodes that are detected. You can show just the start and end nodes, which are 0, 3, 7, and then 2935, 7177, or 2935. So you can show just those nodes. You can show the CE nodes only, which will show you the numbers in the brackets. So it'll only show CE times. Let me turn the sweep off here. Or you can show the SMR only nodes, which will show you, if you scroll down a little bit, SMR path only will show you the paths that we're tracking and the numbers that we're tracking. And so now it'll just show you those start and end nodes with the SMR confirmation. Or you can, if you wanted to, have your custom Goldbach and CE list times. So if you just wanted to see 3 sevens, the 11, 17, 23, 29, 35, 71, 77, maybe, up these, you can choose whichever ones you want. And now I click that and I only want to see those numbers. Now it'll show those numbers alone. But personally, I like to see all of them. And then this is where you can see the minutes alone, the subtraction, the addition, plus the next path number. So in all these nodes now will show this is a minutes subtraction. This is a 0. It's also a subtraction 3. And the next path is 11. Let me actually make this a little bit bigger, have it easier to read here. And you can also see the CSV lines, which will only show on the start and end nodes. So the green and red numbers there. Choose to have that if you want. And now this will control the display of the actual paths. And so this shows the true termination endpoint, which is New York and Zurich, both ending on 29 or 35. And then you can mess with these different colors if you want to change them up, but I like to leave them as is. And now let's dive into the validator settings. So now this will actually validate a particular path, meaning that it'll validate from one path to the next. It won't validate or track the whole algo. It'll just track from one path to the next. For example, 23 to 29. That is 23 to 29 forward algo 1, right? 1723 to 29. So as you can see, 23 is in the brackets, meaning it's a CE number. Great buy there. Sell at 29. You got a little scalp if you want to scalp that. So that's what that is. Let's dive a bit deeper in. That'll validate the paths, and you can have both stars and a line, or you can have both. You can track either the swing detection filter, either just highs and lows. So if you only wanted to track support and resistance and highs and lows like this, then you can track that. Or if you want to track even, for example, if we put any 7 to 11, is that a path? No, let's do 11 to 23. 11 to 23 would be a path. So that would be 11 reverse algo 2 to 23, right? So if I set my bar back here, now it should show, because it only shows up to, I think I've chosen 6 on at a time. Now it should show 11 to 23. I think it's currently tracking 35 to 56. I think I might have to choose some more on there, but you can have max kept 7. Okay, I got 6 on there. So max kept, so 17, 23. So I don't know why it's not tracking that, but that should be a valid node. It's 11 to 23. I want to make sure my settings are correct on that. There any look back mode. Oh, I have SMR path only, that's why. So if I unclick that, it'll track every single path. But right now I'm only tracking the smart menu reversal paths, meaning that it's only tracking from 29 to 4753 or 17 to 1723 to 2935. So I turn that off. Now it'll track. See, now it's tracking every single path. For me personally, I like just to keep the SMR paths on only. And then if you want it to be a bit more strict, you can use a 5 candle swing sweep instead of a 3 candle swing sweep. And that'll give you a little bit more strict parameters to see and validate a sweep. But I'll just leave it off for now. And that is it for this video as far as diving into the Goldbach time detection modes and how it will detect the path. And so if you're following AJ's um, teaching on entering on CE numbers and creating the two-path model that he's taught, this will support you directly because this table will show you not only here visually, this is the current node, the next node is 2935. See, we hit 23. So you could long here till 29, right? And it'll show you here as well. Well, this actually shows the path, and now the next, it shows from the actual path validator. So it only takes it from the latest path. And in this case, the latest path is this 56. So 35 to 56. So it's saying that 56, now the next path, if you're going to hold short until 2935, or hold it till 2935, which will validate the next path. So if I actually turn off the ASMR path only, then this will update to give you the next path. So let's say this current path is 23, next path is 2935. So it'll show by here, hold till 2935, right? And we hold till 29, boom, validates that path, exit there. That's a little scalp, a long scalp. So that's what that'll look like. Now, I think that is it for now. I'll dive into the mirror function and the rest of these on the next video. But that's it for now as far as the Goldbach time settings go. And this won't really be a video or series on teaching models, but just on how to utilize and see the different settings within the indicator. So that's it for now. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.